So this guy, we were just talking about. He asked a question regarding. I think what did you say? It was like if you have some property, in this case like a large one, and people unknowingly are trespassing, then what
No,
would you do?
not unknowingly.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you invite them onto your property. They come onto your property willingly, right?
Yeah.
And then after they're on your property, there's no way for the outside world to actually tell what goes on that property. And so you kill those people and put them in your basement.
That would be a violation of that person's rights.
Well, of course it would be, but I'm saying, like, how would the Ancapistan community actually do anything to this guy?
That's like asking, that's a funny thing, because that's like asking, like if I were to ask you, hey, let's say in your ideal country, some guy in the middle of nowhere where nobody sees him from 20 miles across, 20 miles each way, and then he stabs the other guy, and then he gets in the car and then drives away, and then nobody ever sees it. How does he get caught? What does your country do to stop it?
Well, this is not necessarily unreasonable, right? Because what I'm trying to
so what does your country do to stop it? To do about that? What is your country going to do about that?
Well, what he's demonstrating is the fact that your framework is inherently authoritarian, because the only way to prove these things is by violating people's rights under your own definition.
No, you don't. You don't need to violate people's rights to find things.
But that's the thing. Violating their property to attain that evidence would be against libertarian values under your definition.
What if you have if there's like some private I guess like security or whatever, or like investigators who have good reason to believe that there's some
who determines
rights violations. Wait,
the community
determines good.
Yeah. So what if I don't want to be a part of your community?
Well, then leave.
What if I say that I don't want to associate with you? I'm on my own, but again, I can invite people to my property of my So I'm not a part of your contract with the investigators, so they can't come on my property.
Yeah, but if you violated another person's rights, they would have the right to enact restitution from you.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know.
I mean, because again, that's like me asking you. Again, that's like me asking you. Okay, so let's say in your country, your ideal country, somebody who's in the middle. No, wait. Then answer my question.
It's not. It's a
and
false
somebody
dichotomy.
In the middle. It's not a false equivalent. How is it a false equivalent?
It's a false equivalency.
How is it?
Yeah,
How?
Because this is something. Sure, because this is something that in this society anybody could do with a large enough property of where you can't peer into it. So you could do it in a normal house. You take them down to your basement, you kill them. You say, hey, they don't want to come out of my basement. So what does your government
do about it? Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows it. Nobody has the evidence. So what is your government going to do?
Here, sir. So in my situation, if somebody goes into somebody's basement and they don't come out, and we say, hey, wait a minute, why isn't this person coming out?
Okay, so we'll do that in our country then. There you go, boom.
Oh, okay, so you violate people's rights.
How are you violating?
They forfeited their right.
They forfeited their rights when they violated another person's rights.
Yeah, they forfeited the right.
I'm an authoritarian monarchist, so the obvious answer is you would just go into the person's house.
Yeah, when you violate again, I don't know where you were the last 5 seconds.
But you wouldn't have proof.
Again,
you wouldn't have
so
proof.
Again, do you have proof?
No, but I'm an authoritarian monarchist, and you're not.
So then you don't have proof neither.
I don't have direct evidence. I have circumstantial evidence. So circumstantial evidence.
Okay, so then you do have evidence, and if we do have evidence, under our system, if we do have evidence, we go in there and we get the guy and make him pay for restitution.
So is circumstantial evidence good enough evidence to violate the NAP?
It depends on whether or not it proves if
it
a
wouldn't
person
prove anything is circumstantial.
If it doesn't prove it, then they can't. If it does, then it can.
Yeah, so circumstantial evidence is never going to
get the proof.
So it depends on if you have proof.
To be able to get the proof.
So let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, 20 miles away from everybody.
This is false
somebody else somebody stabs you.
It's
not a false comparison.
It is false.
It's not a false comparison.
It is.
No, it's not.
A non-false equivalency would be if somebody were to have a house, like we've just described, take somebody in their basement and kill them, and then not say anything about it.
Okay,
and that person goes missing.
Yeah, but that's evidence right there because that guy never showed back up.
Well, no, yeah, they go missing.
So
But
let's
again,
say
wait.
somebody in the
Wait,
middle
I'm
of
trying to
nowhere
respond to
stabs
this.
another
I'm
person.
trying to
No,
respond
you're
to
not
this.
responding to my hypothetical. You made a
Nah, stop
completely
talking
different
over him,
hypothetical.
bro. He's making a sound argument. You're just
No, you're
like,
not.
trying to
I made a
take words out of it.
very sound argument, and you're not.
No,
You're
you didn't,
dodging it.
bro.
How
It
is
did
my
not give a sound
argument not sound?
Because it's a false
False
equivalence.
equivalency.
It's not a false equivalency because you're making an argument
It
that,
is.
oh, if you don't have evidence to figure out who the murderer is, then what are you going to do?
Sure,
Okay,
so-
well, let's say
King-
you're
King
in your
Sithis,
situation.
King
There's a guy
Sithis.
who's in the middle
Okay,
of
well,
nowhere.
maybe-
He stabs some.
Apollo
Stop.
and
Nope.
King.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Apollo
Nope. Nope.
and
Nope.
King.
Nope. Nope. You stab
Maybe
somebody.
it's just the
You
person
stab somebody.
saying it,
How
so
are
let
you
me
going to
reword
prove?
what
How
he's
is your
saying.
government going to prove that that person got stabbed?
Maybe it's just the person saying
How is your
it, so
government
let me
gonna prove
give
that
my
someone got
interpretation
stabbed?
of what he's saying. If a person goes into a place
How is your
that
government going to prove
unobservable-
that he got stabbed?
Stop talking over
I'm not
people
going
whenever
to
they're
stop
trying
talking
to...
until you to answer the question.
Okay, ask your fucking question, bro.
I've answered. Okay, so let's say somebody's in the middle of nowhere. They
question-
20 miles away. They stab somebody. How is your government going to figure out who's the murderer?
The question
You can
is
just
not
leave the 20 miles away part in. That's fine. It doesn't change anything.
How do
honestly.
How is your government going to find
sure.
it out?
So the question.
So I'm not
isn't
hearing
about
an answer to my
proving-
question, guys. So I'm going to ask it
The
again.
question
So
is-
you're in
Okay,
the middle of
listen, it's a
nowhere.
Listen,
So you're in the middle of nowhere, and
King,
somebody
King,
stabs
King,
you,
King,
right?
King.
In the middle of nowhere, and there's no
You're
evidence to prove.
You're being
who's-
very obtuse right now, and this is not a good faith argument. Okay, so listen, it's a tree falls in the woods type of argument. If a thing happens and you have no evidence that it did, how do you say to that person you are able to violate the NAP and say we know
so
this
let's
happened,
say
even
there's
though we
somebody
don't
in
know
the
this
woods
happened?
and they got stabbed
Wait,
by
who said there
somebody,
isn't evidence?
and there's no evidence that to prove that that person got
Oh.
stabbed. How is
So
your
I
government?
never-
How
so
is your
King-
government going to
King-
prove that that person
King-
stabbed that other person?
Yeah, without
King,
violating
okay,
the
listen.
NAP to obtain the evidence.
How are they going to figure
necessary
out?
to
How are
go
they
in.
going to figure out who the person stabbed them?
King,
This doesn't really make-
not once did I ever say that there's
so
no
dishonest.
possible way. I know it is. There's no possible way to gain this evidence in the modern day.
So if
this
you do have
happened-
evidence, then
Wait,
it's
let
a
me
violation
finish.
of the
Let me
non-aggression
finish.
principle. If you don't have
Can you
evidence,
not
then
him
interrupt?
finish, bro.
Can you not
Let
interrupt
Apollo
after
finish.
5 seconds, dude? Is that possible? Can I speak? Jesus. Okay, so the claim was never that there's no evidence. The claim is, and this is what we would do in the modern day. We don't have to go to my society. We can just look at modern society. Is that if you take somebody, they come into your house, people know they went into your house, and they don't come out of your house,
not my
and
hypothetical.
you provide no evidence that they didn't come out of your house, we as a society understand that you probably did something. So we're able to get a warrant
Yeah, but
to
you
go
didn't,
inside
you didn't
your house.
answer my hypothetical. That was your hypothetical.
Your
not mine.
hypothetical. Yeah,
Your
and you didn't
hypothetical
answer my
doesn't matter in this
hypothetical.
conversation. What
It
matters
does
is
matter
Apollo's
because there are
hypothetical.
situations in your
It's a false
government.
equivalency.
It's not a false
It's a
equivalency.
false. No, you're trying to answer. You're
No,
trying to
you're
answer
too
the
scared of
problem with your
making
government.
the argument. So what you're
There's
doing
no
is you're
scared.
trying to.
Yeah, you didn't make an argument yourself, dude. You ran away from it and tried to.
I
It
did.
doesn't
I
matter
literally
whether- wait,
answered
wait,
your
stop,
question.
stop, King,
I literally
King,
answered
King,
your
King,
question.
King,
If you have
King,
no
it doesn't
evidence,
matter whether
if
it's
you have
20
no
miles or
evidence to
20
prove that the
inches.
person that a person attacked you, then you're fucked. You're screwed.
It doesn't matter whether it's 20 miles or it's 20 inches. I don't know why either of you are acting like that.
Then
Makes
if
any
it's so
difference in the
easy to answer the
conversation.
question, I don't see why you're not able to answer it. But you're not able to answer
I
it
mean, I
because
just
you know
feel
that
like
it
you're
being
shows
like-
a flaws.
you're-
It shows the flaw in your argument.
There's
That's
no
why
flaw.
you don't
You're
answer
saying
it.
that if
Then
there's-
answer it.
No, you're saying that if there's no evidence to link somebody to a crime, how does your society determine what's evidence? It's like you've already within the question baked that there's no evidence.
Exactly, just like you.
No, there's circumstantial evidence. People know that you went into the
Okay,
house.
so then if
People
there is
know that you're not
evidence,
coming out.
so then if there is evidence, you could just take it to somebody, like a judge or somebody,
but
and then
it's
show
the
your
standard
private
of
security
evidence.
agency, and then they could prove that that person violated your rights. Boom,
But
there
it's
you go.
not proof.
Yeah, but the point is that you don't need evidence that the person.
Inferential.
The evidence
You
that
should
you're
have
looking
evidence.
for isn't stop. The evidence that you're looking for isn't whether someone went in and didn't come out. The evidence that you're looking for is whether that person was fucking,
Killed or not.
I don't know. I guess murdered.
Yeah, so do you have
So how
evidence
do
that
you
that
get
person was
evidence of
killed?
that?
No,
How do you get
you
evidence
wouldn't
of
have
that?
Yeah,
evidence.
so how do you get
You have
evidence if a
zero
person
evidence.
is 20 miles away and they get stabbed in the neck by somebody and then the
There's
person runs away?
there's nothing illegal about a person going into your house and not coming back out. There is nothing illegal inherently about that scenario.
Okay.
Okay.
That
What
doesn't
is
address
illegal is you
the
murdering them and
question
putting
that
them in
I
your
just
basement.
asked you. And the reason why, okay, so the reason why he's not
You're not
answering this
addressing
question,
ours.
I literally did. So The reason why you're not addressing my question
So
is
I
because
asked you over and over again. So it's circumstantial evidence. So in that situation,
it depends on whether or not it proves the case. I've literally answered this question.
No, King. This is really simple. In that situation, is it good enough evidence that the person hasn't come out of the house?
It depends on whether or not it proves the case.
It wouldn't prove anything. We know it wouldn't prove anything.
If it doesn't prove anything, then you don't have a case. If it does, then you do. Very easy.
Yeah, okay,
very
so
simple.
this is the problem.
Okay, so now I answered your
can-
question. Now that I answered your question, now
Ancap
it's time for you to answer my question. So let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, some shadowy figure just stabs you.
Do you concede
Oh,
that
Carl,
you
come
only
on.
agree?
You literally,
do you
I
concede
answered
that
your
you
question
only
and then
agree
now
with
you.
the NAP if it's convenient? Do you concede with that?
I believe in the non-aggression
Only if
principle.
there's
I
well,
always
only if
believe
there's
in
like
the
good
though,
reason
right?
to believe
Only
that
if it's convenient.
a
Once it's
rights
inconvenient, then
violation
it goes
has
out the
occurred.
window based off
When did I say
authoritarian
I
rule.
don't believe in the non-aggression principle?
Because you said it's not convenient for you in this moment when you need to collect evidence, so it goes out
When
the
did I
window
say that?
until it's
When did I say
convenient
that?
again. You don't need to say something
you
to
imply
demonstrate it.
What
by
I said is in order to prove that somebody committed a crime against you, what do you need?
Yeah, that's what we're
Evidence.
asking you. That's
Okay,
what
so
we're
let's
asking you.
and then I told you if you don't have
So
any
what is
evidence,
sufficient
if you don't,
evidence?
and then I answered because so like you guess you weren't listening, so I guess I'll catch you up to the conversation. So what I said was, if somebody violates your rights and you have evidence, then you can take them to court and then they'll be tried. And then if you don't have evidence, then you're pretty much screwed.
So what I'm asking you, right? And I'll make it very simple.
But then I asked you
No.
after
I'll
my
make it
question.
very simple. I'll make it very simple. I'll answer your question after you answer this. It's very simple.
All right, go ahead.
So if I go on a not a hidden property. Everybody knows they see the person enter my house. They know they're on my property. They don't come back.
Do you have
out.
evidence?
Yes, there's a videotape camera.
All right, there you
of
go.
the person
So you
walking.
take the evidence to a judge, and then there you go.
Dude,
You're good.
can you stop interrupting me? I can't even finish my hypothetical. Right? There's video evidence of the person walking onto your property. They did so willingly. We know they did so willingly. We'll have text messages, whatever. It doesn't matter. Right? They don't come out of your property. They stop communicating with the outside world. There's nothing out from them. There's no evidence that they're alive. When you're asked for evidence, right? So like say I'm the property owner. If I'm asked for evidence that they're alive, I say, nope, they don't want to speak to anybody and they don't want to give evidence that they're alive, right? Is that sufficient enough circumstantial evidence? Because there's no direct evidence that they're dead.
I don't know. I'm not a judge. It depends. I don't know. I'm not a judge.
It depends on authoritarian rule.
Such a god.
Okay, so again, so since I answered your question, now you answer my question. So let's say there's a guy. Let's say there's a guy in the middle of the road.
It's either dishonest or low IQ. Don't interact with it.
So let's say there's a guy who's in the middle of nowhere. He's a shadowy figure. He stabs you in the middle of nowhere, and then what is your government gonna do?
King, just admit that you only agree with your principles if it's convenient, bro. It's either
Name me one instance where I deviated from the non-aggression principle. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question
You deviated by leaving the decision up to a judge whether or not the NAP could be violated.
I said I'm not a judge, so I can't verify whether or not somebody violated the other person's rights. Yes, I'm not a judge. I don't make that decision.
Are
you a judge? Are you a judge?
So
Excuse me. Are you a
Can I
judge?
interact this with your definition? Do you mind if I
So
do that?
could you give me the time in which I deviated from the non-aggression principle, in which I said it was
Can I use it
okay
with
to
your
violate
definition?
innocence' rights?
King, this is Ancapistan. I don't agree
Give me
with
an
your judge.
instance in
I'm
which
not
I
getting into-
deviated from the non-aggression principle. You literally just made an accusation that I
have a question
only
here.
believe
Can
in
I
the
ask you a
non-aggression
question?
principle when it's convenient.
Here,
Oh, okay. So if I believe in the non-aggression principle only when it's convenient, could you give me an example of when I deviated from the non-aggression principle when it was convenient for me? Go ahead.
I'm
I have a
about to
question
demonstrate
for you.
it to you. I'll demonstrate it to you.
Go ahead,
Right?
then.
You believe?
Look in the side chat and demonstrate it with his definition of non-aggression principle, or you're never going to get through to this.
When
fucking
did I
idiot,
say it's
bro.
okay
No.
to violate innocent people's rights? Go ahead.
King. No, we never said that. What I'm saying.
Okay, so
is
then I never
that-
deviated from the non-aggression principle.
Nigga.
Okay, I have a question
listen.
here to end all this
Listen.
stupidness. Here's the question. In an Ancap system, what are courts?
Yeah, what are courts?
He's
called
cooking. He's cooking.
Wow, a court?
How is that cooking? It's just
It's just,
Who
you
fucking
don't know what a
runs the
court
court?
is.
Fucking crazy right now.
So what you could
Who
do is
runs
you
the
could go
court?
onto
Who runs the court?
you could go onto Google and you could look
Private
up what is a
businesses. It's not
court.
that fucking difficult. Jesus
So there's just
Christ.
private
Okay, so a
businesses?
private
Wait,
company.
do I need to
Yeah,
go off the
private
Oxford
courts.
Dictionary
They're
definition or
run
the
privately.
Libertarian
They're not
Dictionary
owned by
definition?
any
Who
state.
chooses
Passive
the
compound.
law, you fucking idiot?
We
We
fucking
do.
derive it from the NAP, you stupid fuck. It's not that
Yeah, we
hard.
derive it from the
Chill,
non-aggression
chill,
All they
principle.
do-
Okay.
all they
Wait.
do is determine-
I mean, it can be complex, but you can derive it all from the non-aggression principle.
Okay, great. So when I look at the non-aggression principle, right, what I find is that there is no justifiable reason why any investigator should be allowed onto my private property if I don't want them to be.
Did
if
you violate the NAP?
all they have, they don't know. They don't know if they violated.
have
the
evidence?
And they don't
NAP.
have. Well, let me make it
Then they
real.
don't
They
have
have
evidence.
Then they do
circumstantial
not have the
evidence.
right
All
to
they have is-
violate.
Then they don't have the right
they
to
don't have
violate
any-
your
they
rights.
have no direct
They don't
If
have
they
that
do
right.
have
They have
evidence,
circumstantial
then they
evidence.
do have the right. If they don't have
What
evidence,
is the
then they
evidence?
don't
Like,
have the right.
circumstantial
Very
evidence.
easy.
Wait.
How
Semantic
strong is the
arguments are
circumstantial
so
evidence? How much are we talking about?
I told you the
disappointing.
scenario.
Okay.
I told you the scenario. Yeah, who determines the strength of circumstantial evidence?
The courts would.
But I don't agree with your court. I choose not to
Well,
associate.
then-
It doesn't
with
matter
your
if
court.
they can.
Doesn't
If
matter
they
if
can
they can
base it on the
prove-
NAP. That's what they're deriving their framework from. Then that is objective, and that is
Who came up
justified.
with the NAP?
Yeah, but who determines if it's objective or not is
Libertarian
the courts itself.
philosophers.
See,
And
this is the
economists.
problem of where it's like you're fundamentally
Economists
having
came
to
up with
appeal to a higher authority to get yourself to actually have
No,
these
we're
issues be
appealing to the
resolved.
principle. We're appealing to reason.
Yeah, and
ultimately.
who determines if the courts are following the principle correctly or not?
There can
This is
be
the thing of
like
where-
people
Individuals
like
who live in the
there could be
non- who live
committees.
there.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Fucking people
Okay,
come
great.
saying like
together
a
and
representative
investigate
democ-
them.
Wait,
so
great.
are you saying like
You
a
answered the
repre-
question. You answered the
Are you
question. You
saying
said individuals, right?
democracy, direct
We
democracy?
never
or
said
authoritarianism?
democracy. We don't believe in
No.
democracy.
They
So
said
totalitarianism
no.
or
They said
bureaucracy.
people in the society. So I can choose as an individual to not associate with those people, and I can disagree with those people, right? So if
Doesn't
I
matter.
say those courts are okay, so it's just ruled by the masses.
But you have to explain if you think. Hold on, sorry.
You agree with
Keep going.
rule by
That's how
masses.
every society works.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. So
Wait.
this is the
How?
problem
Why is
with
the
your
not? Why is
society.
how is the non-aggression principle any different from, say, a constitution? It's just a
different
piece
in
of
its
paper.
enforcement. So the point that I'm trying to point out.
No,
to
I
you
really want to know
is
the
that
answer
there
to
are
that question. What's the
fundamental-
difference between the NAP and a non-aggression? Like, how do we determine
They're
that
both.
the con-
They're both work. Yeah, they're both.
How do you know that they're
written on
following the
paper.
Constitution
when
correctly?
It's not convenient for you.
who determines who's following the Constitution correctly?
Yeah,
the
they
people.
do. It's an authority system.
Okay, so
Who
then
has
we can
power
say
does.
okay, then we
Because
can
Mike-
say the same thing
Mike
about our
makes his.
system. That's we can say the same thing about our system.
Yeah,
People
but
do.
the whole point.
We can
but
appeal
King-
to the
but King,
rules of like our framework.
King,
Mhm.
yeah, sure, but
There are
King.
reasons
That'll
to
be
justify-
the non-aggression principle will be our Constitution, and then there you go.
Yeah, so this is the whole thing of where it's like now if you're just going to appeal to Mike makes his, then your entire system is worthless.
That's not what we're appealing to.
No,
because-
we're
Because-
not. We never
because-
said that
wait,
That's
word.
bad faith because that's not
We
what we're
literally
appealing
never
to.
said
No,
that.
you literally just appealed to it.
We never said that.
What did
word.
we appeal
Those
to?
words never came out of our mouths.
Yeah, so yeah, sure. Because you said that the people, the body of people that makes up the state, even if you disagree with them in your NAP society, right? It doesn't matter. Their interpretation is correct.
No, what
Even if you
matters is they're
disagree with-
violating the NAP. What do you mean?
Yeah, who determines if you violate the NAP or not? The courts. Who determines if the courts are right?
No, you
The
don't need a
majority
who.
of
The
It's
Supreme
the
Court.
What
Our
determines?
Supreme Court.
The
Oh,
NAP
the Supreme
determines.
Court.
We can look at
Yeah.
the
What if
NAP.
Yeah, so what if I
The
say
non-aggression
I don't
principle, Supreme
associate with
Court.
your- Yeah, so what if I say that I don't associate with your Supreme Court? I say that I don't want to be a part of your Supreme
Get
Court.
fucked.
I reject their decisions out. Oh,
Get
get fucked.
fucked.
Why do I get
Because-
fucked?
Because you're violating people's rights.
How am I violating people's rights by saying
Because
I
you
don't,
murdered
I don't
somebody.
agree with the interpretation? I
Doesn't
never
matter.
said it. Well, no.
You're wrong.
No. You don't know if I murdered anybody.
If do
All
we
you
have
know is somebody
evidence? If
came
we
into my
have
house.
evidence, if we have evidence, then you're guilty. If you don't have evidence, you're not guilty.
Yeah,
Very
so you'll
easy.
violate people. You'll violate people's NAP. You'll violate people's rights based on circumstantial evidence, is what you're saying.
I never. When did I say that?
We wouldn't be violating their rights.
If we
Yeah,
have,
you
I
would.
said
You'd be
if we
violating their
have,
right to
that
the
I
property.
They've
said
relinquished
if
that
we
right
have
at that point,
evidence, if we have evidence, that's an if, then we can. If you don't, then you can't. Very simple.
Hold up. I have a question though. According to the NAP, where would public nudity fall into that?
It depends.
I mean, it depends on where you're.
It would have to depend on what property you're doing it.
Yeah.
No, like just on a public area.
Well, they wouldn't.
Like unowned
What do you mean
land?
by public?
Like a public park.
Nobody owns.
Like,
who owns the
that's
park?
like state owned.
Yeah,
Who-
the state owns the park. It's public.
There's no state.
Yeah, we don't believe in a state. Somebody has to own the
So you
park.
do believe in a
No state.
a Supreme Court that's ran by a private business that you have to adhere to, which functions as the state.
You're adhering to the
It's not
non-aggression.
the- Are you-
We're adhering to the non-aggression principle, dude.
We're adhering. They're adhering to a principle, not simply the
Yeah, but
authorities. The
yeah, so
authorities are
again-
working off of
Yeah,
it.
but who-
The
but
principle is
who-
objectively correct, and it can be
But who-
justified and reasoned through.
Yeah, so who determines if they're doing the interpretation correctly? Oh, themselves. Okay, great. It's just another authority. It's just another government.
No, it's.
Well, we're
What?
not against-
This isn't that hard to understand. What the fuck?
I don't know,
Okay,
bro. These
so-
guys are brain
Am I
dead.
crazy? Like, Sithis, like.
These
can you-
guys believe
am I,
like
I feel
somehow
like-
when this
I'm
is
sorry,
how these
I'm
guys
trying to
are.
actually engage
The
in good faith, like, I'm
Constitution,
just
the
trying to understand.
Constitution is perfectly legitimate and can be followed, but the non-aggression principle, which is pretty much the same thing as a
I never
Constitution,
I never
nope,
said-
that
How
will
do you-
never be
do you
followed.
How do you enforce anything without a government? I want to know.
We're not against governing or governance. We're against states.
Well, the other guy was saying
Yeah,
something
so it's
about,
a private.
like,
Yeah, it's a
government
private
governance.
corporation. Yeah, so it's a
Private
private
state.
corporation.
Private company.
Yeah, so it's private companies which like you have to follow.
You don't
and
have
if you
to.
don't. Oh, okay,
Hey,
so
bro,
then I
Zuck's
don't have
gonna
to
be
listen to the
making all
Supreme
the
You have to
Court
follow
then,
the
right?
principle.
You have to follow the principle. A principle is not a
fuck?
private company, you idiot.
Yeah, who determines if
Fuck.
I follow the principle or not?
The individuals around you, based
the
on the
private-
evidence,
okay, so
based on the
You can
evidence
do
that they
objective
have.
reasoning to
Might
see
make
if the
right.
Yeah.
principle is being followed.
Because
Yeah.
might makes right, right?
No,
So
that's
who follow-
no.
Enough people
How?
agree
How?
that I
How?
didn't
Wait, how?
follow the
Who said
because
might
if
makes
enough people
right?
agree- because if enough people agree that I didn't follow the principle, then they say, "Oh, well, no, now we can violate you."
It depends on whether they're correct or not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
okay. Yeah. So, what's your mechanism for
Stupid
like
debate.
determining if
The
they're correct or
non-aggression
not?
principle.
You would look at the principle and you
You
analyze
look-
it.
yeah, you
do-
figure it
yeah,
out.
You
So-
reason, and then you
Oh, you
figure things
reason.
out.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
see,
reason,
this
using
is
your
the-
head.
All you need
Wait,
is to
I
be
have
rational.
another question,
That's the key.
if I may.
Understanding.
So, what happens if like I get a big group of people together with guns
We shoot you.
and we don't want to follow your rules
We shoot
and we
you.
have more guns than you?
Are you gonna?
We're gonna have
What do you
more
mean? Are
guns.
you gonna kill us? What are you gonna do?
We're gonna
I'm
have
just
more
standing-
guns.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just
gonna have more
standing there
guns.
making a bigger civilization than you, and mine just keeps getting bigger.
Unless
and
you're
bigger.
violating our rights, then what?
Wait, let me
Doesn't
ask you a
matter.
question.
Your point.
Do you believe in a state?
Doesn't matter. I'm waiting for you to answer my question first.
Oh, then we're fucked. Okay, so I answered your question. So now answer my question. Do you believe in a state?
Then we're fucked. Just
Yeah.
like
So
you
do you
answered.
believe in a state?
Then we're fucked.
Do you believe in a
How
state?
are
That's
we-
not.
what?
Yes or no?
How are you fucked? What are you talking about?
Yes, we need states.
Okay, so you believe in a state. Let's say there's a big group of people. Let's say Ancapistaners. We have way more guns than your state. You have a small state, and us Ancapistaners, we come in and we invade and liberate your people. What are you gonna do about it? And then we shoot you. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm going to turn to the people beside
What are you
me
gonna
and
do
go,
about it? Oh
"You
no!
wanna
Oh,
be-
we
you wanna
shot
be
them.
fucking-
Now what are you gonna do about it?
You think you're going to kill the whole world?
We have
that
the
your
guns to
plan?
do
You
it.
need to
In
kill
the
the whole
hypothetical.
world.
In the hypothetical, we have the guns to take over your little state. So we shoot you. What are you going to do about it?
Okay, good. So you proved might makes
Remember when
right.
I was
No, no, no.
libertarian in this
We didn't
stupid-
say it was right. We never said it was right. I'm asking you, what are you going to do about it?
You could take over the smaller state. Congratulations.
Oh, okay. So then the argument that you were saying, Ancapistan could be taken over, so therefore that's a flaw, can also be applied to your ideal system, right?
Sure.
Okay. So then it seems like your criticism of our system isn't really hold up against
But you haven't
criticism
answered, you haven't
against your
answered my
system.
question yet.
I
You
did
realize
answer you.
that,
I
right?
literally answered. It was the first thing that I did. I said, if there's 10 guys and there's only one person, yeah, we're fucked. I literally answered that. Were you,
Okay,
did you forget or
Did you let me finish my question yet?
I did?
Okay, here's the thing. How do you enforce laws and rules in your state or whatever the fuck you want to call it?
With guns.
Who has these guns?
You can own a gun. the individuals around you, militias. There could be private security agencies, insurance firms. Tons of ways to protect people.
Against anybody
the
can
state.
enforce it.
Yeah, everybody just runs around on their own interest, owning guns while on multiple.
Yeah, that's also called America. A lot of people here own guns, right?
Yeah, but they can't
securing
enforce the
multiple
laws.
interests. Yeah,
Mhm.
while enforcing their own laws at the same time. It sounds really smart.
And wait, what do you mean by that?
You just said who the fuck enforces the laws is everyone. They all have guns.
They protect
Yeah,
their
and
own.
it's
The
based
law
on
would be the
so-
non-aggression
so
principle,
what are you
and it's
talking about?
based
It's
on
based
the
on a system.
non-aggression
It's
principle.
systematic. It's objective.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Oh.
this is the same. It's the same thing as communism, right? Of where it's like if everybody
That doesn't
thinks like
make
me and
any
acts like
sense.
me, then it works.
It's just
Yeah,
so
you-
bad
you-
faith. Like
yeah, you
you're
guys are
just
the most
literally. We've
retarded
already
person I've ever
explained
met
this
in
to
my
you.
life.
Are you? Yeah, are you retarded?
Who
Literally
enforces the
retarded.
law?
Bro, realistically,
How our
the
belief,
already
how,
answered.
to say that our belief
Never
is
gonna
I thought you
anything
said we
close
already
to
answered
communism is like the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life.
Who enforces the law?
Oh no, it works on the same
Didn't we
principle.
already
Private
talk about
security.
this?
We already answered the question like 20 times. You keep asking me the
Who
same question.
enforces
Private
the
security.
private security?
The people who own it.
Who
Don't
enforces
call
the people
retard.
that own it?
The people who buy it.
I can't.
Who
Apollo,
enforces
bro,
the people
stop
that buy
asking
it?
good
The
questions.
people in the community.
Who enforces the people in the community?
The non-aggression principle.
Who enforces the non-aggression principle?
The people in the
This
community.
is so.
Yeah, so it's like
sure,
how,
dude,
how
bro.
does how does gay
Look at how
space
don't need us.
communism
It's just
succeed?
circular
Because
we are,
everybody
like
mutually
fucking
agrees to
retards.
follow gay space communism, and nobody will ever deviate.
Ah,
King,
yes, it's
this
communism.
society will
Even though
never
you
happen.
literally,
I'm
that's
just
the most
telling you right
retarded thing
now.
I've ever heard
This
in my
doesn't
life.
involve
This
the.
society will never.
Yes, we want to
Wouldn't it
redistribute
just
the
be
wealth. We
easier
want
to
to
say that you
redistribute
wanna
the wealth
use
from the rich to
authoritarian
the
rules
poor.
and
That
Yes.
was-
your
that was
definition of
definitely
being
the
nice?
critique I was
Wouldn't that be a
making.
lot easier?
Totally
Yes,
wasn't
we want to
about,
redistribute the wealth from the rich to
And
the
then-
poor.
and
Yes.
We're
then
not
we all hold
advocating to
hands.
violate
Definitely wasn't
property rights. What the
enforcement
fuck?
And we all
mechanism.
hold hands and sing songs together, and we can like go to the campfire and
Yes.
cook marshmallows.
Yes.
It sounds so,
So
cute.
this is all
We're gonna
crazy,
jerk each
but
other
when
off.
our ideology is crazy, but your
fucking
fucking
idiot.
statist leech ideology that wants to suck the blood out of people, blood being their money. That's okay.
You know what's
That's
kind of
okay.
fucked up? You know what's kind of fucked up?
It is
Believing in
rhetoric,
a
but it's good
system
rhetoric
that
because you're
where
a
people
hypocrite.
are forced to pay in against their will, and if I don't pay into the system, I literally get shot in the head.
Oh,
Imagine
well, no,
supporting
you
a
can-
system that literally robs people of their income through inflation, through
That's what you said you're
taxation,
saying.
Society
through
for
imminent
all
Yeah,
domain.
you can leave
Stops
the
innocent
country.
people from doing drugs on their own
You
private
don't leave
property.
the country.
Stops me from having
Get the-
sex with a
you can leave the
prostitute.
country.
You literally support a
You
system
can
that
leave
does
the
that.
country.
This is about
You can leave the
Oh,
country.
oh,
You
so
shouldn't
you
have
can
to.
leave. Oh, so
Yeah.
it's so if somebody comes up to you and rapes you in the ass, you could just leave.
Just don't get raped.
Yeah, you could just leave. Just don't get raped,
Wow.
right?
If we got money to send
Retarded.
you somewhere else, would you go?
Hold on, wait. How come you have
I'm
to
trying
get
to
off the
change the
state's land
system.
when
Of
the
course
state
not.
stole its land?
I'm trying to change the
state
system.
stole the
We-
land it's on. It operates
If we
on.
got money,
Yeah.
if we got money to change it to send you somewhere else, would you go?
No.
So then what the
Depends.
fuck is all this
Oh,
money
so
for?
okay, so that's
Hold on,
like
wait,
you ever seen that?
everywhere you
Hold on,
go,
you guys
they're
ever seen
gonna
that
do a
one
state.
meme where there's like that one slave and he's like, "Man, this world could be a lot better. The things could be a lot better." Oh, but you participate in the system. Oh, how funny! It's just like, dude,
what?
just because I participate in the system doesn't mean I can't believe that things could be better, right?
Cool. We could all have
seem to-
fucking
you have a
unicorns,
problem
and we
with
could all
all of
have like.
Oh, so
ponies.
you have to
you-
agree with your government 100% on everything that it does, and if you don't, then
What we're
you should just
advocating
leave.
for isn't that crazy?
Well,
So-
no, King. The point we're trying to make here is that it's like you can go to an unoccupied territory. There's
Wait, do
plenty
you
that
support
exists
the
in world.
government giving money to Israel?
Oh,
What the
dude,
fuck does that
Israel
have to do with
number one.
anything?
Wait, do
I
you
think
support the government giving
100
billions?
more-
Wait. Let me ask. Wait.
100 more
Do you support?
outliers than Israel.
Do you support? I'm just asking you a question. Do you support millions of dollars going to Israel? Yes or no?
I think it's a shame both sides can't lose. Henry
Let me
Kissinger.
ask you a question. Yes or no? It's a simple yes or no.
I think that answers the question pretty sufficiently.
Okay, so no. Are you a coward?
What do you think?
Are you?
I don't know. Maybe.
Are you? So you can't answer a simple question?
No, I can't. It's impossible.
Oh, okay. So do you support the government going and raping
Bro,
other
even if
innocent
the
people?
answer is no, I don't think it proves
think
what
that's
you
pretty
want
cool.
to prove.
Do you support?
I think
Do you
rape
think
is-
the government support? Do you support the government going and raping other people? Yes or no?
Well, I think it's ontologically impossible to rape a woman, so only men. I don't think they're
Do
raping
you think
men.
it's okay for a government to rape men?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's the type of person we're dealing with
Yo.
here, it seems.
Definitely, brother.
It's interesting.
You ask unserious questions.
Okay,
you're
so
gonna get unserious
so I've
answers.
asked it the reason why I asked the question is because he's saying, "Oh, well, because we want to change the system but we still participate in the system, that means that
You don't want
know,
to change
that
the
we're being
system. You want a new system entirely. You want to destroy the system. That
Yeah,
exists.
I want things to get
Because
better.
the system
Yes.
is bad.
Yeah, cuz the system is bad. Yeah.
Is that wrong?
So because I
Why?
disagree with the government, I should just leave, right?
Wait,
But you
King,
disagree with the
can I ask
government,
you
so
something?
why don't you just
King.
leave?
King, can I ask you something?
Why don't you just leave?
King, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
What's the difference between this society that you're proposing and anarchy? Like, what's the actual difference?
Nobody's forcing you
Well,
to
this
pay
is
into a
anarchy.
system against your will.
We are anarchists. This is
That
still
doesn't answer
anarchy.
my question.
I literally just did.
What does that have to do with paying into the system? I'm saying, what does that have to do with just pure anarchy? What's the difference?
Anarchism is when you're not being forced, when you don't have any rulers, and forcing you to
Okay, isn't
pay
this the
into a
same
system.
thing?
No, we have
Isn't that the same
taxation
thing?
now. No, we have
Do you
taxation
guys want
now.
taxation in your society?
No,
No, I'm asking about your society versus
I
just
said
pure
no.
anarchism. No difference.
we don't
okay.
believe it. We don't believe in taxation.
So no difference.
There is
What?
taxation now, though.
I'm
Yeah,
asking
I mean-
about your society compared to
he's asked-
anarchism.
Yeah, well, we believe in a specific type of anarchism,
Yeah,
anarcho-capitalism,
the
How is that different from just everybody can do whatever?
because
Because
an
it's
anarcho-cap-
principled.
Yeah, it's principled. We believe in private
Okay,
property
but I
rights.
don't
Same
agree
thing
with
as
your
communism.
principle,
Do
bro.
whatever the fuck.
Communism's
I don't
principle.
agree with your
dude.
principle.
Yeah, I could tell.
Communism's principle.
I get you think it's okay to harm
Mm.
innocent
I'm
people.
saying,
I
like,
get it.
I'm in this
So it
society,
undermines-
like I'm in this society, and I just don't
Jesus
agree
thought
with
it
the
was okay to
principles that
harm
you guys
innocent
said.
people. I get it.
What?
Well, I
I'm
mean,
in your society, and I don't want to do your principles, bro. Then what?
no, I get it. You think it's okay to harm innocent people. Got you.
That's not what I said, bro. I'm just giving you a hypothetical.
We believe
to
in the
test
non-aggression.
test the
Listen,
system.
we believe in the non-aggression principle, which means you don't have the right to initiate
Okay,
force
but what if people
against
don't?
innocent
You're
people.
gonna have people who
And
don't
you
agree
literally
with it.
said, hold on, and you
You're
literally
gonna
said,
have
and you
people
literally,
who
and you
don't
So
literally,
what
agree
if
and you
you
with it,
literally
then
said,
what?
people?
hey, I am going against your principle. So if you're going against your principles, you're saying that you think it's okay to harm innocent people.
That's not what I said. Did I ever say that?
Yeah, you do. You said you're going
I
against
said
that
you're
principle.
going to have people who don't agree with that. How
Yeah,
are you
then we shoot
gonna
'em.
put them in line?
Shoot him.
You're gonna
Depends
shoot
on
them?
what they're doing. It depends on what they're doing.
Okay, but what if
Yeah.
they convince enough people to where you can't shoot them?
Well, then we're
Wait,
screwed.
what are they doing? What are you talking about? What exactly are they doing?
Well, they say I don't give a fuck about the non-aggression principle, and they do their own thing.
Oh,
What
then
do
we're
you
don't
mean
not-
have
by do
enough
their own
guns
thing?
to
What do they
shoot 'em.
do?
What are you gonna do?
Be specific.
You don't have
be
enough
specific.
guns.
Are they
You don't have enough
violating
people to
others'
shoot
rights?
'em.
What are you doing?
We'll use
What are they
guns
doing?
and we'll fight them.
If they have more than you, then what? You're screwed.
Do you believe in a state?
Yes, I believe in a state.
Okay, so let's say you're a beautiful state, and I have an Ancap stand next door, and we have more guns than your state. Now what? What are you gonna do?
Fight back.
And then
I mean, what do you mean?
you
That's what we'll
can't.
do.
We have more guns.
How would you even organize in your system?
We're gonna
though?
have more guns.
You have a standing army?
Yes.
Ooh, just individuals?
Yeah. In the hypothetical, we do.
How do you coordinate?
In the
Where are
hypothetical, we do.
generals? Where are
Listen,
the
listen.
barracks? Where,
In the
where's all
hypothetical,
that
listen
stuff?
very carefully. In the
privately
hypothetical, we
run.
have an army.
Who
In the
spends money
hypothetical,
on the
and we're
military, bro?
invading your state. We have more
You guys
guns,
buy
more
tanks? Who
weapons.
buys tanks?
Now, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it?
Who buys tanks? Who buys aircraft?
Stop. Hold on.
How do you get money?
In the
How do you get
How do you get
hypothetical,
money? How do you get,
listen.
how do you get
In
money
the
for the military?
do you know what a hypothetical is, or are you?
From consumers.
F-35s you're gonna need.
Do
Who
you know
buys
what a
the tanks you're gonna
hypothetical
need?
is?
No, you don't want to answer the question.
Do you
Who
know what a
buys the
hypothetical
F-35s?
is?
Who buys?
Do
the
you know what a
F-30?
hypothetical is?
Who buys that?
Do you know what a
F-35s, bro?
hypothetical
That's
is?
all I wanna know. I'm asking you one right now, so yeah.
Okay, so the hypothetical is that they have more guns than your country. What are you gonna do about it?
Who buys the F-35?
It's a. Do you know what a hypothetical is?
How does your country
Do you know what a
money?
hypothetical is? Every time you
tries to
ask me that
represent
question, I'm gonna
our
re-ask you the same question. So, do you want to keep going in circles? Because I could do this all
King,
day.
King, the fact that you're not answering says a lot.
I
It's
literally answered
a
your question.
hypothetical.
Do you know what a hypothetical is?
You're not answering my question at all.
Do you know what a hypothetical is?
Who buys the tanks, bro? Who buys them?
It's magically presented to them by God.
Yeah,
Like,
the
we
god
get
just
the
came down and
hypothetical.
gave it to them. There you go, in the hypothetical. So now we have more guns than you, more tanks. What are you gonna do about it?
The tanks in your society.
God gave it to us. Now, what are you gonna do about it?
Okay, so God just gave
We
you.
literally believe in privatization.
Okay,
Yeah,
wait,
what are
wait, Van,
you gonna do about it?
literally-
What are you going to do about it? Answer the question.
What a moron, bro.
And hold on, you got so upset when I didn't answer your question. Now you're not answering mine.
As if this
You
is
have to
fucking
answer
real.
mine
This guy
first,
actually
please.
thinks, this guy thinks he's got it. This guy thinks he's got a gotcha here.
I mean, he's
No,
not
I
answering
don't
the
know.
question, so it's a pretty good gotcha. If it wasn't
Oh,
a
yeah,
gotcha,
I
then
thought
you
it
would
was
be
gonna
able to
be a
answer
gotcha,
the
too.
question. I answered every single one of your questions without any issue.
God's just gonna give you the fighter jets out of nowhere,
Yep,
bro.
God. Yep, in the hypothetical, God came down, gave us the high fire jets. Now, how are you gonna fight? What are you gonna do about it?
Now God gave him fighter jets too.
Oh, so you're
Wow,
fucked, right?
yay.
Oh, so your state.
No,
it
God-
seems like your
God
state
gave him
is gonna
just-
lose against Ancapistan.
God
God
gave you
gave him-
UFOs with laser blasters.
God gave
Yep.
him, yeah, God gave him
Yep,
UFOs.
the UFOs came down and gave it to us. Yep. Now it seems
Bro,
like your
with
state is
laser
screwed.
blasters.
It seems like
The
there's
ray
a
gun from Black
you
Ops,
have a
bro.
bit of
That's what I
a flaw in your system that it can't protect itself against
have the ray
Ancapistan.
gun from Black Ops. What are you gonna do?
Your system is gonna fail,
Do you not
it seems.
understand what a? You literally don't know what a hypothetical is. He's not saying that he's literally in real life going to get God-given weapons. He's saying in a hypothetical, if he had more guns than you, what would you do? It doesn't matter how he got the guns. That's irrelevant to the situation. He has them now. What do you do?
Holy
Relevant,
days.
bro, because in his system, he can't find a way to make the F-35s and buy them.
Okay,
Who said that?
you
You're
actually-
presupposing
Who manages
that.
it? Who manages
You're
the?
So
literally
now
Who
you're
manages
dodging
the
the
private
question.
actors?
So
It's
he's
not
dodging
hard.
the question, guys.
No, you won't answer
Private
the
actors are
fucking
more
questions
efficient than the
because you
state.
can't.
They will do this better.
You can't fucking explain how your system works. That's the whole point that the questions are pointing out. You don't even realize it.
No, he's just
Hold on,
too.
how are we
He
not
just
trying to
he
explain?
doesn't
Keep
want to answer the
asking-
question
I keep
because he
asking-
understands
I keep
that
asking who manages
if he
the
says
aircraft,
that
who
yes, we're
manages the
fucked,
tanks, and you
that
can't
he's
even
basically
say-
admitting
I'll
that
do it
hey,
again.
say,
the
it
criticism
again,
that
you
he was
fucker.
levying against our system can also be applied to his system as well.
Cool. Who buys the guns for the army? Who pays for the guns?
It's
Who makes the
irrelevant.
guns?
It's a
Who manages-
hypothetical.
No, just answer the question. In
It's
your system.
irrelevant.
It's
It's irrelevant.
Why?
It's to the hypothetical.
Consumers.
No, I'm not even talking about a fucking hypothetical, you moron.
No, that's what we're
I'm just
talking
asking about
about.
your system. No, I'm just asking
We're
about
gonna
your
buy them from
motherfucking
gun
system.
makers.
Okay, who's gonna pay for them?
Consumers.
People with guns.
What are you talking
People
about?
with money.
Everybody, all of them.
People with money. Yes, we're all gonna have
Whoever
money.
wants
Only-
guns and can
Okay.
afford guns.
Who's gonna fund for the army?
People.
Private firms could manage these
Buy the
things.
barracks. Who's gonna buy the bases?
Yeah, who's gonna
Private
buy the
firms.
bases,
Oh.
train the army?
Private
Who's
firms.
gonna
Not that hard to
run the army?
understand.
Competing private
This
firms.
is really not that hard to
Competing
understand.
private
Yeah,
firms.
it's gonna be the army's just gonna be private firms, right? Yeah.
Competing private firms. Yes.
That could 100% happen, yes.
So, like, you could just have, like,
Is that impossible? Can you explain? Is that impossible or something?
Can you explain
That
how
would
that's
be feasible?
impossible?
10 different armies in your country?
Hell yeah.
What's the
and if
problem with
somebody
that?
invades, those 10 armies
That's
will
protection.
fuck them up
Why
Exactly.
would they work together?
because they don't want to
Why
die.
would they? Why
Because
would
they don't wanna
fight
die.
each
What
other?
the
What
fuck?
the fuck would be the point of fighting each other?
Yeah,
Why
they
don't-
want to
why
make
don't-
money.
what if-
by the enemy.
Going
what
to
if-
war
what if
costs a
That would
lot
not
of
be
money.
good for their own
Well,
self-interest.
let me ask the question, you fucking idiots.
You're
What
a
if seven
fucking
and
You
eight-
idiot.
moron, and you're not understanding, you fucking tard.
Yeah, you
are
retard.
fucking Spurg. You are
You're a
literally
fucking
retarded.
idiot.
Oh my god, we're answering you and you're fucking not understanding. Bro,
Yeah.
fucking
You should
Retard.
Chill out,
have
bro.
brain. Let's stop being mean
Chill out.
and answer
Yeah,
the damn
idiot.
question. Thank you.
This guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
so he deserves to
retard.
be called out. The fucking tard.
Yeah, you're
Is that a
idiot.
Donald Trump voice, or is that your real voice?
That's this is my real voice, but I could do the impression. I could do Peter Griffin and other shit too.
Oh, nice.
W.
Would you like to continue
I'm
now?
tired of these damn mods and this damn server always trying to abuse us. Fuck.
Oh
them.
shit.
That's pretty good.
Yo, that's actually really good.
Hey Peter, watch your mouth. The mods are here and they're very gay. Be careful.
Oh,
Yo,
whoa,
what the
whoa.
fuck? Is that real?
Yo, that's based.
Well, I have a
That's
more
basis,
interesting.
Charlie Kirk.
Why do I have to debate these retarded statists? Oh my
I
god.
have a more interesting question rather than just how do you get money. But like if you have a private company that is the courts and a private company that is the army, how do those like if you If those are unconnected, then how do they like enforce each other?
By competing.
Or out
Wait, what do you mean by what do you mean by that?
hold on, let me ask you a different question, because if you have a private like court, when can you have a second private court? Like, couldn't you have competing courts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who would determine the jurisdictions of these courts?
No one.
So, like, two courts can have jurisdiction over the same area.
Yeah.
And you can be tried twice by two different courts.
No, it wouldn't be tried twice. It would be tried by one of them.
Well, what if
You can't
like,
try two courts at the same time. You have to pick one.
So you choose what court you go to.
Yeah. Or the person who violated who. So if somebody violated your rights, you could choose which court to try it. Him.
So two different courts jurisdicting over like the same area can have two different outcomes for like the same crime regarding their interpretation of the NAP, right?
Oh yeah, it depends on their determination. But it would be based on the non-aggression principle. So for instance, like, they could have a different determination on the amount of restitution given depending on the situation or their outlook. But it would be based on the non-aggression principle. So if like it would be like across the board, if somebody violates your rights, they violate your rights. Now, like how much money they owe you, this and this and that. Now that will be determined by each individual court.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the case.
And you got to understand, like, there's no such thing as a ultimate arbiter, right? Because people always be like, oh, but you know, don't we need some like final say? Well, it's like, could you point me to a final sayer in the world? Like, every government has its own final sayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't live in a world with one government. So we live in a world of what do they call it? Poly judicial system, whatever.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
That's true that two different governments will determine different things are crimes, but like if I'm arrested, I don't have like a choice of which court to go to, and my courts ultimately have to align with the law of the land, right? Like,
well, we believe that, you know, if you're attacked, then you should be allowed to choose.
Tough questions, bro. Stop asking the real questions.
He's perfectly allowed to ask whatever he wants. What I was going to say is that if somebody commits a crime against you, you know, you should be allowed to choose which arbitrator presides over your case. You shouldn't have like some government be like, all right, we're gonna assign you a judge, and whatever he says goes, and you know, whatever, that's it. You know.
Well, when you said there's an ultimate, like say, they're kind of, it's the Supreme Court, right? Like if you break the law, even if you're a courtroom, you would be breaking the law. Right.
Well, in that jurisdiction, but there's no final arbiter in the whole world. For instance, let's say
so you get to like shop around for your court.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not asking for a world arbiter. I'm asking for like a country's arbiter.
I mean, you could have a final say in the sense that there's a government enforcing its final will, but I don't think there should always be a final will, because sometimes things change. Sometimes, new evidence comes up. What if somebody wants to retry the case? What if some new evidence pops up? You know.
I mean, in America, you could do that, but
hold an appeal, bro.
I know that, but what I'm saying is that it's whatever this. It's a monopolistic system. You can't choose which court you want to go to.
King, bro, wouldn't courts just come up that would be way more lenient to try to get that business?
No, because then you wouldn't buy it.
Yes, they would. They want to get the most amount of customers, right? The most amount of business.
Yeah, but if getting customers means giving good a good.
Okay, who do you think criminals? Who do you think potential criminals are going to go with?
Excuse me. I wasn't finished. So if you're a judge and you're getting paid to judge and you're going around making bad judgments, well, then nobody's going to want to buy from you.
Who do you think pays for this, bro? For the service? It's the criminal,
the victims.
right? The victim pays for it?
Yeah, wait. So you would
Justice
have
is not
to-
free.
You would have to literally pay a court in order to be reunited.
Well, you could pay it. You could have your private security agency pay for it. You could have a
Okay,
charity
your
pay
family
for it.
member
You could
was
have other
murdered,
people
so
pay.
you
Your
have
friends,
to pay
somebody
the
else
court?
pay for it. I've literally listed 5 other ways in which you could get it paid for, and our guys are sticking on to one.
There's no taxes in your system, bro. So who would pay? Again, the victim would have to pay.
People can pay for it.
Yeah,
They don't need to
they're-
be taxed.
Yeah, you
Why
don't
should they
need
be
to pay for it.
taxed to be
Yeah,
provided
the
these
victim
services?
has to
They
pay.
shouldn't be stolen
Justice
from.
is
For the
not
crime.
free. Justice is not free. You're not
I
owed
just feel-
justice.
I
So
feel
the
like
murder
you
victim should pay
should
all the
be
money
owed. I feel like you should be.
Why
for
shouldn't
their
they?
family.
Well, it depends.
if I'm-
You could not necessarily.
Wait,
but
who
you
should
could-
pay then?
It
Someone
depends.
fucking
Hold
robbed
on,
you and you have
listen,
to go pay in
it
court.
depends. If you
Who
want,
should pay?
Somebody stole all
No,
your
I want to
money,
get this
bro.
clear.
Too
Who
bad.
should pay?
The crime was they stole all your money. Too bad.
Yeah, they stole all your money. What now?
so you should
Then
force.
who should pay for that?
Yeah, then who should pay for that?
I'm asking.
Probably the government.
Where did
Why
they get
does
that money?
What gives
Where
the
did they
government
get that
the right
money?
to steal money from people?
Taxes.
That's theft.
That is theft.
You
I
realize
think-
that people. You realize
So you're
that
robbing
people give
other. So
money
you're
to the
saying
state.
I should be allowed to rob other people to pay for my justice. That's what you're saying.
Literally, yes.
That's immoral.
Yeah.
Agreed to that.
Yeah, that's immoral.
I completely
Society
disagree. If you
agrees.
want to take like 1% of my money away for a court system to exist and not be like biased towards people.
If
with
you
money.
want to
It will
give up
still
your money,
exist.
if you want to give up your money, you're more than welcome to. I'm saying it's not
You
okay
don't
to rob
abandon
people.
morals.
Give up,
I-
give up a
I
bit
am
of tax
saying that
money so
it's
you
It's not
can
okay
live in
to
a
rob
society
people,
with
guys.
court.
Yeah, I know it's a tough concept to get around.
I mean,
If
in
your
all,
system,
I mean,
if you get robbed, you have to pay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
your
okay.
system.
It's not
The problem
okay
is,
to
like-
rob people. Yeah, I know it's a tough
the,
concept.
the,
Your
the
system, if
problem,
you get robbed, you have to pay money. That's
The
your
problem-
system.
Yeah, justice
problem
is
is
not
that-
free.
the problem is if I'm a homeless person and someone like
You don't
rapes
get
me
to
or
rob
something.
somebody in order to get justice.
If I'm
And
like
your
a
system,
homeless
if someone
person,
rapes me, I have to pay money.
It
If
depends.
yeah,
What
if
you
I'm-
could do
if I'm-
is hold on. You could get claim subjugation or subsidization, right? Which is basically you could sell your claim to a company who would represent you, and then they would take a portion of the restitution, and then you can get justice basically for free.
They're gonna give me
And then
my
Why would they
asshole
take
back.
that risk?
What restitution would they get?
For the crime that was committed against you.
What the company can get my asshole back?
okay,
No,
let's
nobody
take,
can. You can't get unraped after you've been raped. No
What's
courts.
the company?
no government can make you unraped. Even under your system,
company-
you can't unrape you.
What's
Okay,
the
I'm
company
sorry.
gonna get then here?
But there are ways in which you can punish the person who committed a crime against you. Yes,
How are you gonna punish them?
the problem is
through
like,
restitution or jail time or whatever.
What if they have-
Prison
wait,
is,
wait, What if they have? What if they have no money? What's
What
the
if they
company
have
gonna
this?
get?
What if they have that? What if the this? What if the like? Answer your own
You're
question.
gonna have to answer these, bro. You're gonna have to
Yeah, this
answer
is your
these.
fucking system, you idiot. You have
I've
to answer
answered
the
the
question.
question. Dude, these are the most
No, you
obvious
haven't.
answers in the whole world. If somebody violates your rights,
so
they're in the
obvious.
wrong.
Yeah, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's so obvious, but
But-
you can't fucking answer the question.
Yeah,
I
you
did
can
answer your
examine these
question.
things using our principles. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
all you need, you could
you
get,
know?
all you need to do is, if you know the non-aggression principles, you could easily be able to answer all your own questions.
Well,
But
how's the company
Because
gonna
you,
get
it
money?
seems like you
I
have a
no
hard
money.
time understanding a very basic,
cool. If the
very
company-
easy,
if you-
understandable principle
You
such
get
as the
raped,
non-aggression
and you
principle.
hire a company to
You
get
have to
money,
ask me
and
all
the
of
guy
these
has no
obscure,
money.
dumb questions.
How are you gonna get money?
By working.
People will fucking pay. We already
People
answered
work.
this.
We've answered this question
Say what?
already.
They have no money. What if they have no money?
Okay, so what
They're
you could do is
fucked.
you could go to a lawyer and be like, "Hey, I will sell you a portion of my restitution if you prove. I'll give you the evidence. Give you a portion of my restitution if you prove that this person committed a crime against me.
Let's
And
say
then boom,
And what if
you could get it
what
done
if
for free.
They have no
Boom.
money.
They don't need
What
money.
if they have no money?
They don't need money
He's
in crime.
saying, what if the rapist has no money? Like you
They
cannot
don't
get a
need
sum
money.
of money from this person.
Well, then you could put him in jail.
Fucking.
Okay,
Well,
what
then-
does the lawyer get?
Force him to work until to make you pay back.
The lawyer has to work
Oh.
to pay back.
No, I'm talking about the criminal.
What is the criminal going to do for the lawyer?
We force him to work.
Like, so
Make
the,
him money
the criminal has to like be a
Yeah.
slave now to the lawyer?
Not the lawyer. To you, he's a criminal. When a person violates your rights, you have the right to they've given up their rights. They no longer have rights. So if
So if they can't
in
pay
order
me, they become
to,
my slave.
so what you could do is you can
Bro, your
do
society doesn't have
exactly.
rights either.
So for instance, if a person
How
pulls
does
a
it
gun
not
on
have
you,
rights? All we do is follow our rights.
yeah, if somebody
Wait, if they-
violates
if
your
they
rights,
pay me-
Try not to
they give up
violate
their
You're
rights.
rights.
right. It's law of the jungle, dog.
If somebody
It's not.
get,
This is objectively the opposite of the law of the jungle. You
If
do
they
not
can't
understand
pay
it
me-
at all.
Same
You
as anarchy.
demonstrated
You
this.
just
if somebody
told me what
shoots you,
happened.
if somebody
You
shoots you,
just told me
even
it's
in the
the same as
United,
anarchy.
even in the United
It's
States
anarchy.
system,
Do you know
get
what the
thrown in
definition of
prison.
anarchy is politically? Like in the
If
political
they can't
philosophy?
pay me, what happens?
You could
God.
garnish their wages.
It's
Okay,
true.
can they what if they don't have a job?
Yeah, force them to work.
So
They're
they're my
slave.
slave.
Throw them
debt.
into a
They're my
yeah. You
son
can
now?
throw them into a work camp until they pay off.
Debt labor.
Okay, what if they owe me
The
20?
gulags.
Can I keep them for 20 years?
Wait,
Only
what?
up to whatever it costs to pay the restitution.
Okay, what if they owe me 50 years of restitution? Can I keep them for 50 years?
That's not how that works. It's a dollar amount.
Okay, what if it's
Yeah.
worth 50 years? What if they stole so much
I
from me?
literally
They
just
burnt
answered
down
this
my-
Wait, how do you
dude.
calculate that?
How do you calculate?
It has to
50
be based
years
on the
worth
amount
work?
of
Yeah, it's a
money
dollar amount.
that you stole.
Who
loss incurred.
calculates this?
The courts,
Someone
Like
fucking
any
hired
other
me
How do they
court.
to do
calculate
this.
this?
based on the crime.
How would they do that?
They look at the crime and then they come to a judgment.
Who would adjudicate the system?
The judge,
Who would
Or
adjudicate the
judges.
judges?
Bro.
the company who owns the court.
You just would have companies owning the court to adjudicate this stuff. Who would adjudicate the companies?
Bro,
Nobody.
it's just like
It's
What
a
if?
court.
Yeah. What if?
pointless
What if
questions.
it's,
Who
what if it's
adjudicates
not
the
the
courts?
company's-
What the fuck?
What if it's not in the company's interest to enforce the judge's verdict?
It would be.
This is fucking retarded. This is
No,
hilarious.
but I mean, what if it's not? Like, what if it does, like, financial damage to the company to enforce a certain policy that's being pushed, or a certain verdict that's being pushed? Sorry.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if it would? Because it could.
It won't.
Wait, what are you asking?
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
just be clear.
What if a supplier to a company is being persecuted for some minuscule crime, right? And it's that fucking court that's being enforced by the company, but the company ultimately will be financially penalized if they enforce it. Like, but so they turn around and say, we can't enforce this. It's not in our capital interest to do it. What then?
Wait, so it's not in their interest, like financially? Like what?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
In Ancapistan, it would be because fundamentally, the people who are buying their service believe in the non-aggression principle, and any person that would initiate force against another person, if you paid for their service to go against it, then other people in that society would no longer want to buy their services, and they would lose money.
Well, there's obviously going to be people in the country that disagree with the NAP, right?
Look,
it
Well, if
would
they have
be
a
not in
they're-
Ancapistan.
Hang on.
In Ancapistan, everyone would
I-
have the same moral values about the NAP.
It would be enough to make the difference.
It might be in society's interest to not, to enforce this.
So you don't
rule,
believe
right?
that a society could have principles?
But
Like,
hang on. But in a capitalist system, inherently, right, a company does want to obviously profit. Okay, right. So I see it conflicts with the company's obviously operation here. Like they want to profit, and enforcing this particular ruling will make them.
yo, and
not
the Fed,
have-
where you been at, bro?
Well, if they're in a contract where they have to, like, say they sell their service, courts sell their services to a bunch of consumers in some area, and they draft up contracts. They agree to these contracts with individuals and whatnot, about what their services are, and what both of them must do or whatever. So for the court systems, if they have to go by the contract and provide these services, even if it somehow happened to be the case that it was like there was a financial loss to them, if they have to legally, then that's what they will do.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? If it was a smaller company. But what if we're talking about a large corporation in this anarchist society where they can basically go against the will of the mandate. And they just turn around and say, we're just not going to enforce it at this stage.
Then you could go to a different company that would.
What if
Do you see
there's an
the problem?
ultra wealthy guy who gives a bunch of money to people and tells them, hey, like, adopt my values and I'll pay you?
Do you see the problem with that, though, right?
No,
It's like-
because if you could leave the company, if you could leave the company, hold on, if you could leave the company, they'll lose money and nobody will want to buy from them. And if we're living in a country of people who believe in the NAP, people who, if they see that a guy is going around paying people off to look the other way to commit crimes, because it's a private company, you don't have to buy from them. So you could just stop buying from them. They would lose money and then they would fail.
Yeah. I just want to say that.
Where I'm saying, go on.
So yeah, like in I don't understand this question because in any system, I don't remember who was who, but they were like, what if someone's going around giving out money to promote certain beliefs or whatever, to believe certain things or at least claim to, that could happen in any system. No, like how is this? This isn't specifically a problem for anarcho-capitalism.
When you have a constitution, you can't circumvent that.
Our constitution is the NAP. Our constitution is the NAP.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
that's what we
there you
operate
go.
on.
Yeah, but I think your friend gets it
Who
more than
enforces the Constitution?
the problem is in this scenario is that it's being violated and they can do it because they are large enough, right? You want like the good, right? The ultimately good thing about having a justice system in a system that has a state is that those rights can be enforced. It can be enforced because the state can enforce it, right? But in this system,
we'll have competing private security agencies to enforce it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if a company is large enough, right, and has their own jurisdictional system that they can enforce, but ultimately, if it's not in this corporation interest, or maybe have like several corporations that agree to like one jurisdictional system, but it's not in their interest to do it, right? They don't technically have to enforce it, right? And this
then
is
you
the
could
problem.
go to another one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that
if
they're large enough. If they're large enough,
yeah, bro, this is.
Yeah, but you could go to a different one.
They're a big enough collective of corporations. Maybe
you could quit. You could say, I don't like this one, and you could go to a different one.
Yeah, but that's a failure on your justice system at that stage.
No, it's not, because there's competition. Under your system, listen, under your system, it's a monopoly.
That's better.
That's better. And under your system, you have a... Hold on, stop. Under your system, you have a monopoly on force, and if your government looks the other way, when somebody commits a crime against you, who else are you going to go to?
Yeah, I don't think you understand how the
no. Answer the question. If your government looks the other way, if your government looks, hold on. If your government looks the other way at somebody who committed a crime against you, what are you going to do about it?
Hey, Sithis, it's not up. You're not listening. It's not up to the government, right? Usually the bodies are separated.
So what are you going to do about it?
It's got nothing to
if they don't do anything about it, what are you going to do if they don't do anything about it?
It's got nothing to do with the government. It's the justice system.
See, under our system, you would have a choice.
Justice system is controlled
under
by
our system, you would have a choice. If one court doesn't find justice, you can have a choice to go to another one. Whereas under your system, if you get justice and they don't give you justice, you can't go to another court. You're fucked.
Yeah, you can. What do you mean?
No, you can't, because they're the final arbiter. The state is the final arbiter.
Reappeal cases. What are you talking about?
And what if they say, "Oh, we don't want to appeal it"?
Well, maybe
and you're fucked, right?
Well, yeah, your case just isn't strong enough. But
okay, then you're fucked, right?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so then
it happens in either system.
So under our system, we would have options, whereas you would be fucked.
Well, no, yeah. But your options are: I'll just go to a court that I don't know aligns more with my interests, right? That I can basically buy out that court. Which is inherently corrupt at that stage.
No, you're not buying out the court. What you're doing is you're paying for their service of arbitration.
But you do the same thing for lawyers when they defend you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
so should we make lawyers illegal?
Holy.
That's a fair criticism, right?
I'll give you criticism.
Listen, the irony, boys, is you're talking to someone who's not even a capitalist, right? And who probably...
What are you?
Left. I'd say I'm a socialist, if anything.
Disgusting.
Right? Yeah. Disgusting.
Wait,
It's
are you
funny,
from?
you claim to be an anarchist, right? But yet you want to create hierarchies through a capitalist system, which is the biggest irony.
Hierarchies will exist regardless in
Hold
some
on.
form, whether it's a social hierarchy.
As
Doesn't
a-
matter.
Anarchy does not mean no hierarchies. Anarchy means no rulers.
As someone who claims to be an anarchist, that's highly fucking
We believe in
ironic.
no unjust
No,
hierarchies.
it's not. You
No-
just don't understand the system.
Yeah, you just
'cause you're,
don't get what you don't
like,
know what
retarded.
hierarchy. You don't know
Sorry,
what
you're behaving
No,
retarded.
the
you
whole
don't understand
principle-
what anarchy is.
the whole
Do you know?
principle
Do you
of
know what do you know what the definition of anarchy is?
Yeah,
Without
it's to eliminate.
rulers.
Yeah, it's to eliminate not just.
So if
state, but
I
also
work for
the
a job,
college.
that person's not ruling me. They're not forcing me to work there, right?
Yes, they are.
Who's forcing you?
Okay, he's a socialist, so like he's kind of like he
So who's
doesn't-
forcing
he's
you to work?
completely wrong about this shit. I can tell.
Yeah, I know that. Who's
That's
forcing
what
you
I
to work?
think. That's my.
Of course they are, because if you don't fucking work for them, you don't survive, right?
Yeah, but who's
doesn't
forcing
matter,
you?
that's
That's not a
irrelevant.
person.
Of course it's relevant, because otherwise why
No, it's
would
not fundamentally.
Well, yeah, because how else are people going to survive?
That's like.
They
Hold on,
can
wait,
work.
wait.
They
So
can
what
live
is
on
the
their
claim here
own.
Exactly.
Like, under your system, right? I could just be a big enough corporation and take over all the other fucking corporations in your fucking society, right?
Hold on, can't.
Then I
Wait,
can
hold
just
on.
enforce my will through this corporation to ensure that everyone has
Wait,
to
you
work.
think it's wrong to enforce your
So
will
do you
upon
believe-
innocent people?
Huh? Well, if I'm a capitalist, right?
Wait,
then
wait.
I-
You
and
think
I-
it's you think it's wrong to enforce your will
right?
upon innocent people? Do you think that's wrong?
Of course it's wrong. But
Okay, so then
but
you're with us. You're an anarchist. Then you're with us.
It's your system. You justify it, mate.
No,
That's
I
the
never
problem.
justified a system of people forcing
Because
people to
if
do what
I'm
they want.
allowed-
We never supported
I-
that.
Over all the other fucking businesses in your
Monopolies
system.
only
That's-
happen under a
Hold on, wait.
status
Do you believe
system.
in a state?
I don't. No.
What
You-
do you believe in then? Wait, what?
I think
You're not an
no,
anarchist, but you're not a
no.
statist? What are you?
I think the problem is that we live internationally now, right? And we have other countries that tend to have geopolitical interests that might fucking, I don't know, potentially invade this country. So that's why the state exists, obviously, to prevent that from happening. But obviously, in an ideal scenario, I wouldn't want a state. But that's not the world we live in, unfortunately.
I agree.
What do you
So-
believe in?
So what do you believe in? Do you believe in a state or not?
You just
No, I
said
think
you
in the
believe
end, I think a state is oppressive. That's the irony of it.
Well,
right?
then we're in
And
agreement.
you're an anarchist with us. Why?
Yeah,
are
you're
you-
with
what
us.
Are you talking about?
Because,
Are you not with
I
us?
don't believe in the capitalist bit. That's the bit that annoys
What's
me.
wrong with
Are you
capitalism?
an ansoc? Are you anarcho-socialist of some sort? feel like- I don't know
I
what
would
to call
I would ideally lean towards that direction. Yeah.
Okay, so
What's
why
wrong
are you
with
like?
capitalism?
I feel like you were criticizing us for being anarchists, but like you are one, so that's kind
No,
of weird.
because I think the problem is with the issue I see with An Ancap, right? I don't think the idea.
You
of
think
using
we're
the
not
principle-
anarchists?
No,
Like,
I
actually?
think the issue is that the problem is that under a capitalist system, these hierarchy you can have mega hierarchies that can form from it because corporations in and of itself can become so fucking large that they can create their own almost semi-state in that society, and that's the issue I see with it.
Natural
no, they
monopolies
wouldn't-
only really happen under a status system. There's no such thing as a natural monopoly. States create monopolies.
Well, yeah, there's no such thing as a natural monopoly, to be clear.
I don't know
That's
about-
not. That's what you're presupposing, and we. I mean, we can argue about this. Like, we don't believe in natural monopolies if that's your issue.
Yeah, states create monopolies, and that's why we're against the state.
Yeah, I just the way I see it is that if they just go large enough, if they go large enough at that stage, they can become a state. Like that's what I see it as.
Yeah, but the thing is, under anarcho-capitalism, you wouldn't expect businesses to grow very large at all because there would be so much competition. There would be no
on.
intellectual property. There would be no labor laws. There would be no minimum wage. There would be no licensing laws. So anyone could compete with anyone. You wouldn't be seeing large corporations like Amazon and all these other companies.
I mean,
That's
well, yeah, but I think you would because at the end of the day, regardless, right? Let's just say we have, let's make an example, Norway, right? Let's say we just turn Norway into an anarchist society, like fucking tomorrow.
What's your accent?
It's Welsh.
Okay, got you. Just wondering.
But it doesn't change the fact that we live in like an international sort of economy where these corporations are now like transnational corporations. So like, they're still going to exist either way, right? And we're going to want to do business in an anarchist society, right?
Well, yeah, of course. We don't dispute
But they're not going to
that.
grow
We're just
very
saying that
large because they
they're not
don't
going to
have...
get to violate people's rights. That's not allowed. They may try. They may do it. They may try to, but that's not permitted in the system. That can be pursued legally. They can be punished legally if they divert from the like non-aggression principle.
Oh, and the whole idea of a private company is that they're providing you a service for the money in exchange for the goods and services that they have. It's a voluntary transaction. You know, we believe in voluntary transactions. We don't believe in forced transactions. That's why we're against the state.
Because maybe you could all collectively agree that an Amazon can't set up a large shop in your society, right? But then there's the other issue of like, if it has such financial wealth and such financial power, which it does, what if it starts buying up smaller companies in the anarchist Ancap society, and then eventually they just have a domination because they're able to fucking
We don't believe in IP.
You're assuming that like competition wouldn't arise even if they began engaging in horizontal innovation. If they began buying up all these smaller firms, there would be no barriers to there'd be no regulations really. Companies could just pop up and they can compete.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But then there'd be nothing to stop. Like there would be no way to stop the of Amazon subsidizing these companies. You'd like, because again, with the good thing with a state,
Amazon can't buy up every company. They can't buy up every new firm. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, the thing is, the second that they buy up one firm in an Ancap society, right? That would then incentivize other companies to want to sell that product, and as they sell more of that product, they then get bought out, so that then incentivizes them to sell even more and of that product. So that basically creates a situation that Amazon will keep buying these smaller companies until they run out of money, and then it'll eventually dissolve into a smaller company.
Well, I don't know, but I think they've got if we're talking about like a small country like Norway, right? Like that's I think they have
the only reason why buying out companies under the current situation is good is because they have patents that allow for them to stop other people from competing with their whatever thing that they have patented. So buying out that company is a good idea because then they have the patent. But we don't believe in patents. We believe that people should be allowed to copy any other person's design for whatever reason that they want.
You can people can much more in our system. We're arguing that people more easily enter into the market and begin competing due to the lack of IP laws, the lack of state enforced regulations, lack of all these different barriers to entry, licensing laws. This would make it much easier for people to compete and provide services to consumers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's but just give it right. Let's just go back to the example of like buying up companies, right? Like, let's just say they don't buy them all, right? Let's say they buy up 40%, right, of companies. Let's say they might do that. That's still a significant chunk of the market that's in control by Amazon at that stage, right? And there's no way you can legally because at least with a state they can break up. Right, a monopoly that's coming up. They can do. Doesn't always happen, unfortunately, but they do have the power to do that. Right. The problem is that how do you enforce that in that scenario? Like, how do you enforce the breakup of let's say 40% of the market that's been bought up by Amazon in this society?
Well, the thing is, you wouldn't need to break them up because they would any time that you have a business that is buying out other businesses, that will then incentivize other businesses to go in and sell that product because they know as soon as they sell that product, they're going to be bought out, and then they could just sit back and then so as long as there's no competition, no way for any other business to stop another business from competing and selling the same product, they're just going to be buying out businesses just for them a new one to pop up every single time they buy out a business, which will then basically lead to the situation where they'll eventually run out of money and then dissolve into a smaller company.
Yeah, I get you, but but with a large corporation, right, one of the big advantages that they have is that they can set up large manufacturing hubs in other countries where they can mass produce extreme amounts of fucking cheap goods, right? Right, like, and I don't think in an anarchist society, unfortunately, which I think there's a fairness.
But what's stopping a new firm from creating and copying that same manufacturing process?
I mean, I think the difference is that they wouldn't have the global reach that Amazon or like these other large corporations have in the other systems, because at the end of the day, fucking what they could do is just they could export all those products to the anarchist society under the Ancap model, and then they could just flood the entire society with cheaper commodities that society can produce. That's a huge problem at that stage, because then even if other companies can copy that model, they wouldn't be able to make it as cheap as these mega corporations can make commodities as cheap as.
Wait, how is that the case?
Yeah, because we could just copy their method. You could just copy their method.
Why wouldn't they be able?
Because you ensured at the start that these corporations can't be large under the anarchist model. Yeah,
they wouldn't be very large because there would always be competition.
Yeah, but this is the point: is that like Amazon is already huge, right? Amazon's already big, like it's already established. So
yeah, but they have patents now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is have the advantage because they already have the grip on the international market, right? But tomorrow Norway becomes anarchist capitalist, right? What I'm saying is that they could just buy up, let's say, 40% of the businesses there in the anarchist society. And
what would stop other companies from popping up as soon as they bought those companies?
They will, but what I'm saying is they wouldn't have the same amount of power as Amazon does.
I mean, you don't need to have the same amount of power, but what would eventually but Amazon can't. It would be impossible for Amazon to buy 100% of the market share because every single time that they buy one company, there would be more. Other companies would see that there's a profit in selling that product, and then they would then sell the same product, and then Amazon would have to keep buying all these new companies that pop up, and eventually they'll just run out of money.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they don't need to. What I'm saying is that they can just have like a share of the market. Fuck the 30%, 40%. We'll just say 30%, right, of the market. That's like
But then that's not a monopoly.
Yeah, but it can grow into one. Like
it's not.
How is it going to grow into one?
Because the commodities will be extremely cheap from that 30%, and eventually, I think people tend to go towards the cheaper product. They tend to do that anyway under a capitalist system. So eventually that fucking market will grow and grow and grow because no other company will be able to make it as cheap as that 30% of the market can actually make those products.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
assuming that there wouldn't be another company that would copy their manufacturing methods.
Yeah, but then they won't be large enough to be able to capture the international market. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the one advantage Amazon has, is how large it is.
Only because it has, it's able to use the state to keep people out from competing with them. But if we remove that, it wouldn't be large at all. It would eventually dissolve into a smaller company.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, okay, even if you do it in the United States, right? Another country can have their version of Amazon, right? You can have China, who might have their own version of Amazon that will become the new Amazon, right? Because then
it wouldn't be a monopoly anymore.
The only way I can see this work, right, is if every country does it, because whether we like it or not, we're tied to an international economy.
Well, that's the idea. We want to get every country to stop.
Yeah, we want this to be like.
Yeah, global. I mean, okay, all right, but
I mean, like, why? Yeah.
But then that is the problem. It's like, how do you then get every nation to agree to it?
Well, we get some nations to do it, and then it becomes super successful, and then other people see, oh my god, look how amazing it is, and then boom.
It's not even about like, is this realistic? It's about like sticking to our principles and supporting the system, even if maybe realistically this will never happen. Like, even then, like, we still want to strive for the ideal. I think that's our thinking.
It's good to have an end goal, but I do think, like, you have to have a practicality behind it too, right? Like fucking, and I just think we're far too internationally tied with the economies right now to achieve something like that. I think this whether
we could still trade with other companies outside of the country.
What's wrong with? Are you saying there's a problem with like all this international trade? Is that or like what do you?
No, what I'm saying is if you want an anarchistic society, right, I just think it's almost impossible to have it when we're so tied with international trade the way we are.
Well, that doesn't make. How is that the case?
Because I think that it's in the state's interest to continue trade with these nations, right? And if nations,
But we're against the state.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. You go against that state, that also goes against the other states' interest. It's even like it's not even just economy; it's also like NATO tied as well, right? It's like international sort of like allegiances to, and plus, right? If one state falls, well, how does that look on the other state if like an anarchist society comes from that, right? That can be a threat to their fucking existence at that stage. So it's like, I don't think a state would want another country doing that as an example. So they'll probably help that state thwart an anarchist society from appearing, if you get my drift.
Why would they want to do that?
Because I think a state has an inherent interest to want to survive.
Well, how would it be in their favor to try and destroy anarchists?
Yeah, because then it could happen in their countries. It could happen in their countries.
Well, yes, but that's why we need to fight against the state.
Yeah, I mean, it's a worthy goal.
They're a criminal organization, bro.
It's a worthy goal doing that. We were talking about the realistic side of it, right? Like fucking, and I think that's the problem.
It is realistic.
Isn't it realistically more beneficial for
believe.
states to do, like theoretically, for them, if this were the case, right, that there were these anarchist societies, wouldn't it be in the states' interest to like do trade with these countries instead of like trying to invade them and spend all these resources on like trying to steal from them or whatever they want to do, and to just trade with them? Like I feel like that's
because I think what it is that they would rather have one entity that has their interests aligned, right?
Why don't we see this in the world today then? Like, is it why don't try to take over state? I mean, sometimes this happens, but like
true, right? Yeah, that's what
over time. Like, we don't see this. I don't think we probably don't see this nearly as much. This kind of like, states engaging in like war as we used to, or like what do you call like imperialism? Of course, it still exists, but I don't think it's as rampant as it. So I don't see why.
I mean, there are parts of like South America I could point to. I mean, like even like recently, is it Donald Trump was shooting fucking boats in Venezuela, like fucking with the cartels and that. Like, I mean, like I think, and then I could obviously point to like the guerrilla forces as well that the United States has also, gone out of its way to try and thwart by supporting more right-leaning groups and that can fucking ensure that those guerrilla groups don't prop up in South America. So I think it very much happens, right? I think ideology matters to the state, because if a certain ideology springs up that's a threat to the state's existence, they will absolutely go out of their way to thwart it.
But that's why we need to rise up together and fight.
Yeah, but that's guaranteed. Yeah, you have to give me a guarantee, like at that stage, that every nation is going to do that.
There are no guarantees.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, isn't it?
Well, even under a status system, there's no guarantees.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't understand like this whole let's fucking break down the state, let's establish communism, anarchism, or whatever. It's just such a stupid idea.
Wait,
you're a stupid idea.
What are you talking about communism?
Yeah.
We don't.
We're not communist.
Oh, you guys are Ancaps, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's even worse. That's even worse.
You're worse.
That's like,
even worse.
How is
that's
it
like
worse?
having a plutocracy of billionaires. That's what it is.
That's like the most intellectually dishonest. Like
The
you don't
state-
actually understand.
You do realize that the state
I mean, your whole
has
view
the biggest
is
billionaires, right?
dishonest.
The people
Really,
who have
can
the
you name
biggest
me
Wait,
one
really,
billionaire
really?
in the state?
people who support the state love billionaires.
That's not my question. You made a claim that the state has the biggest billionaires, and I'm asking you to name one.
The people who control our money supply are the biggest billionaires, trillionaires.
Okay, so you can't really name anyone, right? You're just.
I
saying
don't know the
propaganda.
exact name of every person in the
So
Federal
Jerome
Reserve.
Powell is not a billionaire, right? Jerome
Yeah,
Powell
but
is
he
not
owns
a
he
billionaire.
owns
Alan
the he
Greenspan.
controls the Federal
No,
Reserve.
he doesn't own.
Putin?
No, Jerome Powell
Putin is a
appointed
billionaire,
by the fucking US
quadrillionaire. You know how
government,
much
dude.
money that guy owns?
Wait, you know that
That's like
Putin?
saying you work for a bank. If you work for a bank, you're a billionaire. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but he controls the Federal Reserve. He
That's-
prints money and
That-
then gives it
It
to the
doesn't
money.
control.
That is basically
Okay,
stealing money
that's
from
not how-
people's savings.
He's appointed by the government. He's supposed to act
Oh.
in government interest.
Well, we don't think.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
that's theft.
Yeah, we
he's
don't think the
doing.
government's
He
legitimate.
has a salary, bro. He's not like a billionaire.
legitimate.
Okay,
well, he's
he's
outside the
probably not a
government. He's a
billionaire.
private
Alright.
enterprise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for
government's not
defending the
legitimate.
billionaires, bro.
Dude, you are the one defending the billionaires.
I've never
Let's say
defended a
their
billionaire
system
in
is a
my
system
life.
That creates the
I've
most...
never
Yeah, you're
defended
defending-
your system.
defending a system.
The status
No.
system that you
No,
support
dude.
right now has the billionaires.
Dude,
I mean,
and
it's
your
not a
system
problem
is going to
that there
create
were
like
billionaires.
double as much.
You do
billionaires,
realize
like,
the
Why would you
billionaires
want
live
less-
under your
wait,
system,
why
right?
would you want less wealth in the world?
I know that,
You
dude.
are
I'm
you,
asking
are you
how
saying
many.
less wealth is good?
Okay, so then
You
you,
guys know that
support
there's gonna be
billionaires.
that guy in
That's
your
not what I'm
system, right?
saying.
You do. You
There's gonna be
support the
someone
current system,
making
don't you?
money.
I do not support the current system. I'm saying that your system is retarded. It's
And I'm
if you are
saying your
against
system
billionaires-
literally supports
if you're
billionaires.
against
What do you support?
billionaires,
You
If
support
you're
your
against
support
billionaires-
your system creates billionaires.
dude. What is your system gonna do? Like, if there's no regulation,
It's gonna make
if
everyone a
billionaires-
billionaire. It'll make everyone a billionaire.
Oh my god, dude, that's such a stupid thing to say. Come on, you even know that
We're
this
gonna
is
create so much
dishonest
wealth.
what
It's
you're
gonna be
saying.
beautiful.
You're not gonna create
Okay,
so much wealth.
that's
You're gonna
probably
create
hyperbolic,
monopolies.
but
It
we
is a
would
bit
be
hyperbolic,
wealthier.
but
You're
still,
gonna create monopolies, bro. You're gonna create monopolies.
there's no such thing
and
as a
you're just
natural
gonna have-
Subscribe to the
monopoly.
idea of natural monopolies.
Yeah,
It's
you
retarded.
believe in monopoly.
But I
Wait,
mean,
the
actually, we
state
have
is a
monopolies
monopoly.
now.
The state is a
Okay.
monopoly. You support monopolies.
Dude, a state is a monopoly of violence. Like a state has.
Yeah, that's
can police
bad.
you.
That's
I'm talking
terrible.
about
You want that?
economic. I'm talking about economic monopolies, right? Your system is the
Yeah,
one that
Yes,
would create
the state
a lot
creates
of it. Because we know
monopolies.
it.
You do realize
We
the
know
state creates
laissez-faire-
monopolies, right?
Okay, explain to me how the state creates monopolies.
They make it illegal for people to compete with other people.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. You ever heard of a patent?
No, that's not true. I don't think you understand how monopoly
You
and
ever heard of a
cartel rights
patent?
work. Yes, I did hear of a patent.
You know what a patent is?
A patent is what gives you your intellectual property rights on a product that you create. Like your
Yeah,
don't
so
have
they
that
make it
right.
illegal. You're making it illegal for other people to compete with you by
Wait, how
by
can you
co-
own an
by
It doesn't make it
copying your
illegal. You
product?
compete.
Yeah,
That's
it
like
is.
saying
Wait, how-
that-
Is it just me or is he
Yeah.
cutting off? Did he cut off?
Is he-
Do you hear me?
I hear you.
You guys know that
Is it
there's
me or
gonna
did
be
he
a
cut
Federal
off?
Reserve.
I want you to talk. They're just always interrupting.
I didn't.
Oh,
You
wait.
cut off. I don't know what happened to you.
Right.
Okay, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Um,
The government creates monopolies.
So you're saying because people have intellectual property rights, they are like not allowing other people to compete. That doesn't make sense.
I mean,
That does
that
make
quite
Intellectual
literally is the
property
case.
rights is
That quite
is
literally
not
is the case.
equivalent. No,
you're
intellectual.
telling people you can't use an idea.
Yeah, you're
What-
saying
what
I
right do
can't
you have to
copy
the
your
idea?
idea.
That's not
to
what
prevent
it
others
is.
from
No,
using
that's not
That
what it
is.
is.
Oh no, what is it? What is it?
It's
Then
not,
tell us.
it's not an idea, dude. It's intellectual property rights. Is like, for example, you have an invention, right?
I know what IP
You
is.
create
know
an
what it
invention.
is.
For intellectual property. Do you don't have to explain it? We're rejecting it as as it's understood.
So who's gonna print your money in Ancap society?
Who's gonna
Private
what?
business. What the
So
fuck?
then you're gonna have the same guy that you have now.
Oh my God,
in your
Jinx.
society.
We've answered. Oh
Would
my
be
God,
businesses
Jinx.
printing all sorts of different money, all sorts of different
That is
Hey,
currencies.
Price
worthless.
Germany.
How is it worthless?
Because you're printing all sorts of money. I'd rather trade you in seeds.
Banks will issue their own currencies. Or you can invest in
That's
Bitcoin.
very possible.
That is
Well,
possible.
then what's gonna stop me from saying I'm not taking like the currency of the American bank? You know, I only take the currency
I mean, there's nothing
of like
stopping you
Wells
from doing
Fargo.
that right now.
I'm gonna make hash tokens.
Wait, yeah, why can't? Yeah, you
You
can
could
do
do,
that.
you could
okay,
literally
man.
do that right now.
What's the point? What's your point?
I'm not sure what the point is.
The point is that you have legal
Exactly.
tender, right? You have legal, like how like you are you gonna have like under your system?
Wait, you support
like,
the Federal
all sort of
Reserve?
tender? I don't support the Fed. I don't necessarily support the Federal Reserve. That's not my point.
Alright,
I
then
don't know
you're
why
with
you're
us,
always
bro.
asking about it. No, I'm not with you. I support intellectual property rights. I support there being a government. I
So you
support
support
regulation on monopolies. No, you support monopolies.
I don't. You said you
How are you gonna
support.
have-
You just
okay,
said
look.
that you support IP. That's a monopoly.
That's not a monopoly, you fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
and you just said you support
IP
the
is not a
state.
monopoly. IP
support the
is
state as a
intellectual
monopoly.
property right.
You
Dude,
support
a state is a
monopolies.
monopoly of violence. I'm talking about
That's a
economic
monopoly.
monopolies. Do you know the difference?
That's a monopoly.
Yeah, and
Hold on,
that's
wait,
good.
wait.
That's
Yeah,
good that
that's
we have
not
a
good,
monopoly
man.
of
Monopolies
violence
are
and
bad.
policing.
So you support monopolies.
Monopolies are not inherently bad. Economic monopolies are because they don't allow you to have competition, which is what's going to
You're
happen in your
advocating
system.
There should be
IP
competition.
is an economic monopoly.
Sack ups. We can team up.
Bro, you
Okay,
gotta
yeah.
join us, bro.
No.
Why don't you join us, man?
Okay, imagine.
No,
okay, what
we're
is going to
going
stop Amazon? Look, what is going to stop Amazon, Facebook, and all these big corporate?
Competition.
Okay, well, look, they all combine, right? The Amazon and Facebook, they're going to be like, you know, we're all making a lot of money, right? Like, we're all making trillions of dollars. Let's just have like a fixed price so that no one could compete with us, and they're going to do it because they're already.
Yeah, if you have IP
nobody else
laws,
can
yeah. If
compete.
you have IP,
Are you going to let
yeah.
me speak? Are you going to let me? It's not about IP. It's not about IP. It's
Yes,
about
you do.
them
That's a
having
monopoly.
products. Dude, you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. I'm asking you. I'm asking you what's going to stop Amazon and all
Competition.
these big giants. Yeah, but they're not going to compete. They're
Yes,
going to
they
be
will.
like, they're already doing it as right now.
They want to make money.
lot of-
They can't because of the state.
They're going to make
Sack
more
ups.
money if they don't compete.
Sack
They
ups.
will-
We can
no,
compete
they
by
won't.
joining up.
That's the
And then
whole
we'll
point of
take over it all.
competition, is to make
Dude,
money.
they're not going to
Compete
compete.
to
That's
make
the
more
point.
money.
They compete
Dude, they're
to
not going
make
to
money.
compete.
Of course they're going to compete. What would make you think they're
No,
not?
they're
Competitors
not.
will arise.
They're
There's
not going
nothing
to
stopping
compete.
them.
Why not? What would make you think they wouldn't?
Why they're not gonna? Because they already make enough money that competition for them is not worth it.
Listen,
Because
bro.
if they
I don't think
actually
you.
do compete,
I don't think you
there's
understand
more
how companies
probability-
work.
Yes, I do understand
There's
how
no
companies
company
work.
is going to come up to you and be like, "Hey, we made enough money. Go ahead. We're not going to compete."
Why do you think Walmart is the biggest chain in America?
Because they use the state to stomp out their competitor.
They didn't.
Yes,
Dude,
they do.
That's just.
Yes, they do.
No, they didn't.
They believe in it. They believe in.
No, they didn't, because
they
they
believe
have
in
low
minimum wage
prices.
laws. They believe in minimum wage laws. They believe
Okay,
in
dude,
licensing
you don't wanna
laws.
you
They
don't
believe
want to
in.
let us speak.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
Those
that's
are
not
ways.
how Walmart. That's not how Walmart like stopped all of its competition. They stopped it because they were able to hire. They were able to offer low prices that the family-owned businesses were not able to offer. Then, after they drove out all the competition, they started putting their prices up.
Hold on, wait.
That's not
is there
true.
really? You're saying there's no competition with Walmart
Yeah, there are
in
competition.
America,
Yeah.
in the world?
Yeah, the other competition with Walmart is companies just like Walmart who sell shit for the same price. So there isn't really no competition.
There
All
is
these
competition.
companies-
You could buy
How
from
can you say there's not
Amazon.
competition when there's literally competition?
There
And
is.
You're
So you're
recognizing
saying
that. Are you moronic?
So you're saying that
Have
there's
you been smoking that
competition
shit?
now? Wait. So your system is
So
existing right now.
unself-aware. What'd you say?
Yeah, Southcott,
Your
what'd you
system
say?
is existing right now. Then.
No.
What you're saying?
What's
Some-
existing right now?
Well, it's partly capitalism. We are partly capitalist, but we're not
We do
fully
not live in a
capitalist.
purely
we wanna
capitalist
be.
society.
We want to be a pure capitalist. We want to be full on capitalism. 100% capitalism.
Shut
We
the
are
fuck up,
anarcho-
one at a time.
Bro. The fuck you
What are you
talking about?
talking about, South?
Actually, like, fucking hallucinating.
Yeah, it would be great if I could just hear one person at a time.
Because if somebody doesn't
Okay, who
talk over
next?
me, I'll say it again. Why are two, so and this happens a lot, two silly not goose, ganders. I'm assuming you're
Wait,
ganders.
did that guy
They're
leave?
carrying on like fucking
Bro.
pork chops in a synagogue.
Oh, do you have
and
South
everyone else
muted?
here, I know it's intelligent, and they fucking get
No.
away with crapping on.
He's muted himself, it says.
Exhaust. No.
Sure.
So much time and basically tugging themselves. Fucking hell,
South,
guys.
what are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. If you listen to
don't.
me, you know what I'm talking about. You know. If you're not listening, that's why.
No, I'm
I
asking.
know that there are intelligent. Shut up. I know there are intelligent people in this room, and
Alright,
you're
fuck you
listening
too,
to
bitch.
of the worst silly goose ganders. Sorry, in the room. Why do you do that, guys?
Because
What's
that's
that
what we like
mean?
to do.
Good answer. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions. Because you do it. You just feel like it. Great. I applaud you.
All right, are you
What a load
done?
of nothing.
Yo, what is happening?
Isn't it? That's what I'm saying. Like, what am I listening to? I ask what's going on, and she goes,
I had
"You
this
know what the
person
fuck is
muted.
going on?"
I don't know, bro. That girl smokes a lot of, probably smokes crack.
Yeah, put down the crack pipe.
Alright. He's gotta rejoin.
That was insane. What the fuck?
Hello?
What's up, guys? I'm playing World of Warcraft. Yo, bro. Charlie Kirk didn't deserve what happened to him, bro. Charlie, recipes.
Did you see the video his wife put out?
Yeah, that was sad. It was really sad.
What is the video?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Oh, his wife,
just
yeah, she did like a speech to remember him.
Next to
today.
his chair where he used to do podcasts.
So, just look up like Charlie Kirk's wife and you'll find it.
I'll post it.
Yeah.
Let me find it.
I see this. I think I found it.
Was she single?
Oh my
Well, now
God.
she is, I guess.
The first thing he says is
Oh, she's single? Now she is, yeah. I guess you could make your shot, man.
Well, she's a widow, yeah.
Bro.
Had to.
Yeah, here it is. I've got the link here. There you go. I'll post it in the side chat.
Poor woman. I hope she's alright.
Yeah, I felt bad for her and the kids, man. That's just. Did you see the guy who killed him as well?
The shooter, yeah, he's some fucking Antifa guy, probably.
Yeah, his own dad ratted him out, bro.
Yeah, his gun had like Antifa, some Antifa.
And Mormon.
Well,
like,
his dad
they
had probably
never-
some morals. That's
Whoa.
probably why.
Yeah. He was like,
Well, usually
gotta
the-
call him
No,
my son.
no.
It's Don's orders.
Antifa, very
Usually
nice
the
of you to
Mormons
say that, but
hate,
that's not
like,
true.
giving each other
He's
up
a
too,
right wing.
especially to the federal.
Oh, one at a time, please.
Wait, why did he have
Guys.
Antifa stuff on his rifle? If he
'Cause he was with them,
so
that's
right-wing.
why.
Oh, did you see his fucking
This
t-shirt?
woman is
South is
Come on,
delusional.
guys. Come on.
He is
Fess
Antifa, that's why.
Bullshit.
He's with them.
It's like a
There's no
This is like a
bullshit.
conspiracy theory. You always hear these retarded conspiracy
His parents
theories.
literally said that he was having left-wing views.
Believe what you want to believe because it suits you. Okay? He was a right
I think you believe in what you want to believe because it suits
fine.
you.
Don't please continue to speak over me if you want.
I just got here,
Yeah, I'm
but-
gonna speak over you because you're retarded.
I
Yeah,
just
you
got
kinda
here, but
are.
South, what?
Oh
I just
my
got
god.
here, but
You know
South,
what?
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 Okay.
You know what?
You don't know what you're talking
let's
about.
Bill
Don't
ask his
make me
questions.
silly
Bill,
goose.
what's your
No,
question?
shut up.
South,
Hang on a
South
minute.
is known for
Oh.
being a retard. That's a fact.
Fuck off. Yeah.
She's probably like the
You can call
biggest
me whatever
retard
you
in
want.
here.
You
She
can
never
call me
stops
whatever you
talking.
want. You're fucking shit at comebacks.
She
You're
literally
fucking
never
hopeless.
stops talking.
South, I just got
Yeah,
here.
man,
But
she-
what
she-
Unlike
she
all
says
the
come
what's your
back like she
question?
doesn't
I want
have
to hear
cum on
Bill's
her
question.
back.
Everyone shut the fuck
Damn,
up.
Whoa,
Innit? Like, shut the
whoa.
fuck up.
Madame South, what makes you think that
South
you're the right
Cat, I
thing?
bet you're
just
really
got here.
fat.
I actually, I'm muted by God himself. But what makes you think that the shooter was a right winger?
I
Because
highly
he had
doubt
a
that.
t-shirt on saying Trump forever or whatever.
Can I see that photo?
That was
of him wearing
AI.
that? I
You
never seen
dumb
that.
idiot.
No, he
That
had
was
an
Sure,
American
AI.
what have
flag
you
shirt.
fucking
That
done to me
that
lately?
wasn't a
Shut up,
Trump
King.
thing.
Hold on.
That wasn't a real photo, you stupid
I bet you're
bitch.
fat.
That's
You know what?
incorrect.
You know what?
The
You know what?
reason why
You know
South
what?
thinks this
About
is
me
because her
anything
IQ
you
is
want,
22.
right? No, please.
South, if you actually
If
think
you're
that's a real
talking over
photo,
me,
you're a
why don't you
stupid.
fucking go and have a wank? Fuck
Well,
off.
the reason why I would think
Wait,
he's
what is the
left wing.
photo?
The reason why I think he's left wing
No
is because
one will
Oh my
ever
god.
wank to you, South. You're a moron.
Thank God she left. That woman
Yes,
does my
thank
fucking
goodness.
head in.
Yo.
Oh, that woman was giving me a fucking headache, man.
Makes that well.
Biggest retard on Discord. Biggest retard
We
on
can't give
Discord.
women rights because of
Unironically.
her.
Wait, does she like?
Well,
do
it's
this,
not
like,
just because of
sometimes?
her, but yeah.
No,
that
but
definitely
basically,
is,
right,
yeah.
the photo she was talking about, that was fake. They actually added that on.
Oh no,
she's fucking
back.
back. Fuck off.
Have you had
Fuck off.
about me? I'm so glad. Something to talk about in your small and vacuous minds. Now listen, I will show you a picture of this.
No, I'm
dude.
not gonna fucking listen. Shut your fucking
Hey,
mouth.
Oh my goodness! Oh, you're talking over me, Callum. Don't do that.
Yes, I am.
No, who's talking over me now? Why?
So,
I am. Get the
I
fuck
literally
out.
tried to ask you a
Oh,
question like
Bill,
10 times and you
Bill,
talked over me each
things.
time.
Excuse me, hello, darling. Yeah, you know you're okay.
She just called you darling.
Now listen, if you want me to provide
Do
you
you
with a
guys
picture,
do you guys know
hey,
why
the
South spends
trumpet,
so much time on
trumpet.
Discord
You
talking
know
to
what,
men?
guys?
It's because
You
she's a
believe
loser
what
in
you
real
want
life
to
and can't
do.
get a husband.
The way
Yeah,
you
I
want
wonder
to do
why.
it.
You
You
don't have
believe
to
what
take
the
her that.
All right, I kicked her.
Yeah, you
Thank
just do
the
that
Lord.
instead of.
It took me a second, but I figured it out.
Right, Spilled, what's your question, mate? Finally.
I was trying to ask her. I don't think anyone else would agree with her.
What was
Yeah, that
it?
girl's smoking that
I was
shit.
I was literally just gonna ask why would you think that he's right wing when there's plenty of evidence that he's left wing.
Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of people say that apparently he's right wing because his parents are right wing. But I'm just thinking no, because there's a lot of people that have said, like in the recent years that he like led up to this event, he was extremely left wing.
Yeah, there's no like.
It's a really stupid
Alright,
point
y'all.
because he shot Charlie fucking Kirk, right?
I'm giving
Yeah.
the room
Yeah.
to Calm. Going to bed, guys. Late for me.
Peace.
Okay.
Dude, that guy's
Notice
the
how
prettiest
quiet
man
and
ever.
peaceful this VC is now because she left. Hallelujah.
It's true. All right. What were we talking about before? I guess I don't remember.
The shooter.
Oh.
I don't know. I just sort of joined. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night. All right, y'all. Have a good night. It's beautiful.